Hello and welcome to Bend the Knee. I am Sir Matt.
And I am Sir Ezra, and we are back, guys, with another video here. And something interesting, I guess, as these images have come out, Sir Matt and I kind of wanted to bring up a topic with you guys, get your thoughts, get your opinions down in the comments. So as you listen to this, just let us know what you think about this. So, and by the way, major spoilers ahead here. So if you have not seen, if you have not read any of the Fire and Blood stuff or know anything about the Targaryen history and all this stuff, then this is major spoiler territory. Okay, we have some castings. We have some set photos. We have some individuals. We've got Corlys Velaryon out there, Princess Rhaenyra, Daemon Targaryen, Alicent Hightower, and Otto Hightower. We just saw these images. We've known about the castings for some time, and an interesting one we want to talk about today is Corlys Velaryon. I am stoked. I love this. He looks absolutely badass. I mean, he looks absolutely sick. I never thought a seahorse, like Sigil, could look so sick on somebody, but it looks sick on him. It's amazing. And so what I thought I was, I kind of want to bring up here, and it's, again, spoiler territory. This is Corlys Velaryon, who is, according to Fire and Blood and our resources, is married to Rhaenys Targaryen, who was the the princess that was passed over in favor of Viserys in the Council of 101 AC. So we went with a male inheritant versus, female. She was the elder, but we went with Viserys. So there's a little bitterness there, but she marries into House Velaryon. So, Sir Matt, I think this is interesting that you have Targaryen blood mixed in with Velaryon blood, and we have, this is awesome. We saw this with the Dornish. Anytime that, the Targaryens would marry into Dorne, you would have, for example, the Mad King would say that Rhaenys Targaryen smelled Dornish, or that she was more Dornish than she was Targaryen. The features that come out in the children could go one way or the other, right? You've got two parents who, like the skin color, eye color, hair color, all of that kind of stuff. You mentioned that Corlys Velaryon and House Velaryon come from Valyria, and they had that platinum colored hair. Excuse me. So, I mean, I think what's up with that? What are the, I guess, when you think of Laenor Velaryon, what does he look like? Who is cast as Laenor Velaryon, Princess Rhaenyra's first husband?
Right. Yeah. So one of the things. So obviously in the books, Corlys Velaryon is more pale skinned, right? And then as is House Velaryon, here they're choosing a black actor, which is great. Some people are bashing that. Well, get over it. Actually, it makes it more intriguing in the story because of what we're about to talk about. Because we know, right, Princess Rhaenyra, well, one of the things I'm sure we'll see is she's not exactly super faithful to all of her husbands, plural.
Yeah.
And she marries the son of Corlys Velaryon, Laenor Velaryon, who I guess we could assume is probably also darker skinned colored, judging by his father, right? His father's choice. Well, she, sort of cheats on her husband with this character, Harwin Strong. But in the books, it's believed that her children look a little bit more like Harwin Strong. Well, now, if your husband, Laenor Velaryon, is black and you are producing white children, well, that's going to really sort of make it obvious in the show. So it's actually even, I think, a cooler thing.
To me, it's sort of, when the rumors, because that's some of the fighting between the Greens and the Blacks happens among the children early on, and they're called, a lot of the Blacks are called bastards. I mean, because they don't have their father's features, and they have more of, air quote, their father, Laenor Velaryon, and they actually look more like Strongs. And so we're talking about, Jace, Luke, and Joffrey. These are the three kids that Rhaenyra and Laenor have together. And it's rumored that they are, not fathered by Laenor. So I think one of the things that you could easily do is use kind of those features, the skin color, the eye color, hair color, and all those things to kind of amplify that this did happen. You know what I mean? And I really think Corlys Velaryon is, if they're doing this offshoot series with him and this and following the sea snake and looking at him kind of on the seas, doing various things, he's a powerful man from a powerful family. And I feel like you're going to see why he allies himself with certain individuals. And I think you're going to get some stuff, some Daemon Targaryen trying to make an alliance with this man, but also he needs to make an alliance with Rhaenyra, and it just depends on timing. I could see him going back and forth, He's in cahoots with Lord Corlys Velaryon at first, well, until now Princess Rhaenyra is up for grabs, and there are new heirs to the throne that pushes him further down the line, so now he's got to get closer to Rhaenyra. Well, unfortunately, now Laenor Velaryon, Corlys' son, has to go. All these different things, I think, could happen, and I think it's they probably are going to happen if they go based off of the books, if they go based off of Fire and Blood. So to me, I just thought this was an interesting. I think it was a great choice, but it's interesting for the story because it will help a larger audience kind of be like, oh yeah, she wasn't faithful.
Something's up.
Something's up. Yeah, something's up. I mean, so I feel like that is that's gonna be interesting to see, and you're gonna have a lot of. I mean, at one point, Viserys has to, he makes a declaration. I mean, he has to separate his grandkids,
right? Because
this is such a big deal with Harwin Strong. The Strong family is demoted and moved out, and I mean, there's a situation with Harrenhal. Right. So this is definitely going to be an issue. So.
Right. Well, remember that Game of Thrones is also Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Song of Ice and Fire is also a series in which, the seed is strong. I mean,
right.
There's an entire, the entire first few seasons of Game of Thrones hinges on the fact that Joffrey Baratheon is born with blonde hair. I mean, so it's yes. that big of a, it's like the whatever Punnett Square or whatever it is, third grade science class.
Right.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah. You're absolutely right, and so that's why we wanted to bring this up and wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it because, I mean, it's what the series is about. The Targaryens want to keep their bloodline pure. We see in some of the histories what happens when they marry with the Dornish and how that affects the Targaryen bloodline. And so what happens when you marry into House Velaryon? And, which features are you trying to keep, which are you not? How much does that matter? Is it more about power? Is it about old Valyria? Is it about producing individuals who can be dragon riders? We'll get into a conversation about the dragon seeds at some point. So yeah, it is definitely essential to talk about, and it's important. And I think that casting should tell us everything about this. You know what I mean? I think they're going to try to amplify that for a larger audience, and I think it's a very good call. And I understand more now so why they're doing all of this. Honestly, Sir Matt, the funeral that we could be seeing, that rumored funeral that's happening here, could actually be Laenor Velaryon. You know what I mean? It could be, who knows where we're going to start or how they're going to move things around kind of in the timeline. But I just keep kind of wondering, why are they all gathered here in this area and what's going on? Especially because it seems like Dragonstone, and it seems like it's good. That is where Rhaenyra would be. Why would you come there? Why would all these big figures be there versus over at King's Landing? So,
yeah. Absolutely. All right, guys. Hey, leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think. How excited are you for House of the Dragon? Because to us, Westeros is back. So leave us a comment. Hit that subscribe button. And again, I'd say winter is coming, but no, we're getting ready for Fire and Blood.